The Wilderness Run Alpine Coaster, located here in Banner Elk, it's the first and only coaster of its kind in North Carolina. Sure to bring your family some fun, you can go through the mountains zooming at 27 miles per hour, all while catching beautiful views of the scenes. This is a usual Wednesday for App State's club hockey team. Every week in Winston-Salem, in the home of the Thunderbirds, you will find the App State's team pulling up to start practice. It's only 11 p.m. Baseball. A game used to be about a bat and a ball has turned to a game of stats, and App State's analytics team tracks them all. I had the opportunity to sit down with the team and figure out how they make the team better, a little bit, every day. The Speckled Trout and Bottle Company, known for their great food and drinks while connecting to Appalachian culture, has now expanded to an outfitting store. This is the first outfitting store located in Blowing Rock, with the location being right next to the restaurant. Serving their fresh biscuits and famous jams since 2018, Bay's Biscuits is now expanding into their own first brick and mortar on West King Street next to the Doc Watson statue.
Food insecurity is a problem for college students all across the country. Here at App State, we have a program that helps combat that problem.
Our reporter, Jalen Sturdivant, goes live to tell us more.
I'm right here at High Country Fairground, where the event known as Style is slated to take place tomorrow. As you can see, preparations for the event are being made throughout today. I had the opportunity to speak with one of the band members called Candler Rice from Adam Church, who will be performing here tomorrow. Let's take a look.
All of these players have class tomorrow, but still, they travel over an hour and a half to prepare for their games ahead. Usually done in a convoy of cars, App State Hockey has been making trips like these for years now, going down the mountain before returning late at night to prepare for their school days ahead.
First practice of the season, he asked for a ride and I gave it to him, and we literally talked about deli meats for the entire drive, and it flew by like that. So I think just those connections and spending time with those people, it really means the most to me.
Practicing after the beer league, App State Mountaineers practices last over an hour, with the team usually not getting home until after 2 a.m. Game days are often even further, with the team usually traveling 2 hours just to play for the game they love.
When I first started, it was a bit of a crazy concept, and then I realized, oh, I'm a freshman and I can go out with my friends and go play hockey at 1 a.m. on a Wednesday. Like, that's so cool. So it got to be a highlight of the week pretty quick.
The team has recently made their own donations page for their supporters. Being almost completely self-sufficient, the team's responsible for things like their uniforms and renting out their ice for practice.
It's really cool to see the support we have, given, the rink situation of 2 hours away from school, and just still having 40, 50 people come out to our home games. It's awesome.
There's still time to support the App State hockey team, who is traveling to Charlotte this weekend before traveling to Liberty later this month. So if you want to support the team to see their moves on the ice, you still have time to make the drive. Ben Gosey, App Weekly News. Starting in 2018, App State was the first academic program to fund and work closely with athletics. A part of the program's Sports Analytics Certificate, these tools allow students to work and grow with professional technology while also building their portfolios for the future. The App State Analytics team has grown from one person keeping the stats to a whole team, using technology like the TrackMan to keep data on the Mountaineers.
Technical definition is it's some Doppler radar that tracks the ball from point A to point B and records all these numbers. But in reality, what it does is it just records the ball, and then we kind of tell it what happens. And it records something like 150, 180 variables all at the same time. And at the end of each game, we're given a spreadsheet of all these variables, and that's what we use to analyze and give the players, the coaches, that way they're aware of their performance and how they can get better.
The tools we are using are top of the line. Using tools like the TrackMan, these things are instantly able to read and record feedback about anything that happened on the field. Whether how hard a ball was hit, or how many times a pitch rotated out of the hand, these tools give us the ability to break down and enhance the game like never before.
My favorite stat would just be exit speed. So we have a master file that has every exit speed we've had in this stadium. It's pretty sweet to run that. It gets kind of competitive with the guys being able to beat that max exit speed.
The Mountaineers have gotten so good at using the gear, App State is now helping other universities like Central Michigan set theirs up as well. They have invited our students to come over and teach them the technology.
You credit it all to the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences. She was very forward-thinking at the time, and she really gave us the opportunity to do something that hadn't been done, and it's turned into something really cool. So I really I credit her with that.
The analytics department is always continuing to grow, getting more and more people to join. They emphasize you do not have to be a math major to join, rather just have a passion and a love for the game of baseball. Being a part of the analytics team has its perks. Working so closely with the team, you are able to form bonds that last a lifetime.
I really feel like this team here, both the analytics department, but also the baseball team as a whole, really operates like a family. And to have the people both in your corner, but also to be able to learn and grow every single day and kind of go through the process of being a casual fan, but also then seeing behind the scenes of what it takes to be a great coach or a great teammate. That's been really awesome for me.
As we continue to go through the season, we have to remember the team behind the scenes that help us get these wins. I'm Ben Gosey, Appalachian Weekly News. A day full of fish, smiles, and money, as hundreds of people came out to fish in the 43rd Annual River Trout Derby. Hosted by Blowing Rock Parks and Recreation and Speckled Trout Restaurant Outfitters, the event got off to a very early and wet start, but that only deterred the fish, with people walking in the second the tournament opened.
It's the excitement that they feel when they catch something, whether they like fishing or not, they get into it, and it's a good memory.
6-year-old Renee Bullock recorded the first catch of the day, recording a 17.5-inch trout out of Mayfield Lake at 8:30 a.m. This catch also won her the biggest fish of her age class. As skies cleared, more people began to show up for the tournament, with people traveling all over, excited to open April with some fish. People went everywhere trying to find their prize fish. Traveling up and down 321, you could see people pulled over, setting up for a little bit to try to catch their winning trout.
Every single year we've been coming back to fish this, and I just enjoy trout fishing so much. Yesterday I was actually in Tennessee fishing a bass tournament for UNC Charlotte, and it got canceled, so I drove through the night to be here, but it's just always a great time.
Fishing wasn't the only competition of the day. At the registration headquarters, there were art supplies on hand for children to craft submissions for the Derby's art contest. The winning submission was by McLean Miller, whose picture will be featured on next year's t-shirt. At the end of the Derby, people gathered at Speckled Trout, grabbing drinks, food, and sharing stories and laughs about their catches of the day.
It's awesome. There's a few kids that I got to meet personally that have never fished before and caught their first fish today, which is always going to be a memory that you're never going to forget.
Dalton Monday was the big winner of the day, catching a monster 24-inch brown trout. While in the catch and release tournament, Josh Herman caught 293 inches of fish. Every winner won prizes like fishing rods and bags full of fishing gear necessities, with everyone excited to test it out next year. I'm Ben Gosey, Appalachian Weekly News. Originally made from a 1984 tool truck, this has not stopped Bay's Biscuits from acting as a full-time kitchen. Cooking all their food here on the truck, Bay is equipped with everything they need to provide people with the food that they love. Bay's ensures the use of local and quality ingredients in their products. Using local businesses like Bald Guy Brew to supply their coffee, they also use local farms to give them fresh ingredients to help start people's mornings on the right foot.
We know where all our stuff comes from. 9 times out of 10, they'll come deliver it themselves. And our eggs and stuff like that. We had a couple times at the farmer's market where we ran out of eggs, so we just run down to where we get our eggs from and grab a couple more packs of eggs. So it's really great.
Only opening Friday through Sunday, Bay's has amassed a huge local following. Their only downside, you have to be under 6 foot to work in the truck.
There are 4 things that we run our company around, and one is fun, the other is respect, innovation, and community. And Betty's felt like the perfect storm of all of those important guiding principles.
Having things like their Butter Buster chicken biscuit and their Slam Jam sausage biscuit, they also offer their take on strawberry shortcake if you weren't feeling breakfast.
Hard to not enjoy a biscuit and good coffee.
Their actual store is expected to open in the late spring, early summer, with plans for the food truck to be sold so the owner Tina and general manager Zach can put their focus into the store's opening.
We'll dearly miss it. It's been a big part of this company. It really kind of, set the chain of events that have been set off recently. We kind of lucked into it. I mean, it just kind of happened for the brick and mortar, and it happened in the right way.
While it's time to say goodbye to Bay's Biscuits for now, you can be sure they'll be back to serving biscuits and having fun while doing it very soon. I'm Ben Gosey, Appalachian Weekly News.
See you on King Street!
Days after the school shooting in Tennessee, North Carolina House and Senate has loosened their gun laws, simplifying the process to buy a handgun and enacting Senate Bill 41, also known as the Guaranteed Second Amendment Protections and Freedoms. The bill, which was signed into place after Roy Cooper's veto got overturned by House lawmakers on Wednesday, it means the state no longer requires individuals selling, buying, or transferring a handgun to apply for a pistol purchase permit from the sheriff's office, only requiring federal background checks if buying from a licensed dealer. Other changes will happen in the future, with laws permitting people to be able to carry handguns at churches that share a property with a school building outside school operations. Otto named Southern Conference Wrestler of the Week after his efforts in the Mountaineers' Monday night win against Gardner-Webb. Number 20 App State stayed a perfect 4-0 in the Southern Conference after defeating Gardner-Webb 32-6. Formato, who is ranked 26th in his weight class, defeated 24th ranked R.J. Mosley to help boost the Mountaineers to victory. The Mountaineers are one of 3 teams to remain undefeated in the conference, with Chattanooga and Campbell Universities also remaining a perfect 4-0. App State now battles Chattanooga this weekend, where they hope to remain undefeated in the conference championships. We have a busy week of sports coming up, so stay tuned.